is a science that the global architects have perfected of divide and conquer, the great game. They play us off against each other. And that's all that's happening with Obama. But people are resisting and rebelling and going to any and all city council, county commissioners, state boards, federal meetings, and getting angry. What the media doesn't tell you is they first get up, as I've talked to people. I talked to, again, it was my mother's birthday today, and a lot of her old friends were down here from Dallas and places. And one of them, Steve Heimberg, was there, and he was a good friend of mine. He was telling me about how he went to a town hall, and they were shouting a Republican off the stage, and how there were all these goons handing out from Acorn and things literature about the how great healthcare is, and that there were other people there handing out literature saying it was bull, that appeared to be just regular citizens. You know, the Acorn people were all organized and focused, and the other people weren't. But that this turned into people basically chasing the Republican leader off and then taking over the podium, because people start chanting the Republican left, so the citizens just went up and started speaking at the microphone. I mean, in fact, that was the article I had you print, Hartman. I know you gave it to me. I had several of them. It was here in my stack. I meant to get to that, then I'm going to your calls, where we've got multiple reports where all these Congress people, there it is on the screen, good thinking, citing safety concerns, city councils cancels McCaskill's event. A day after Russ Carnahan event led to the arrest of 5 participants and a reporter. They don't tell you it was the arrest of the Obama people, so they won't tell you that. University City High School, where U.S. Senator Claire McCaskill was set to hold a similar event on Thursday, announced the forum had been canceled. And they went on to say because of safety, terrorist might strike. So the message is, just like the DHS report, you don't like world government, you don't like banks raping you, you're a terrorist. And I told you that was next, would be them abandoning these meetings, abandoning these events, because they only want to have these events for the news to make it look like the public's buying into it. So people sitting at home who are angry will go, I guess other people don't care. Well, I won't get involved, because they know how human psychology works. If you figure out both Republicans and Democrats are all awake and angry, and that we actually agree with each other on more than we disagree, and that the Bill of Rights and Constitution is being violated, we could bring all these crooks to justice. We could audit the Fed and arrest their butts for the crimes they've committed, as Ron Paul said here last week. All right, let's go to your calls as promised for the balance of the show. It's just, YouTube says they're going to shut down the Alex Jones channel. They've sent us a notice to get ready for that, for no reason, just saying we're racist because nameless goons complained. That means if 100 people wanted to burn down my office under that idea, that the police would come light the torches for them. See, in a republic, the individual or the minority is protected against the majority. In a democracy, which Hitler got elected in, if 51% say kill the other 49%, it happens. In a democracy, if people go and vote in Austin to come take your house outright and move into it, they do it. And see, they're telling these dumbed-down, fluoride head masses that they're going to get the rich. But the poor people think the rich are somebody driving a Pinto that's got less rust on it than theirs, or their Gremlin, or their, whatever their hoopy is. And so, you like that, Hartman? I mean, the point is that this is real, folks. The ultra-rich use the poor working class or poor welfare class to wage war against the middle class. Pressure from above, pressure from below. Folks, if you got more than $10 in the bank, you're in deep trouble. If you're poor, you're in deep trouble. But they're going to sick the poor on what's left of this country. The globalists don't want a free market. They're monopoly men. As John D. Rockefeller I said, competition is a sin. Okay, straight to your calls. Chase in California, then Jay, Kyle, Tori, Barbara, Dan, Lacey, and others. Go ahead, Chase.
Hey, Alex, I'm a long-time listener, first-time caller, and I want to tell your entire audience everything that you're saying is completely real. I'm a retired Marine, a two-time war veteran. I had some family come by, and I knew that my wife's sister's son had a history of drug problems. Anyway, I guess he was afraid of a two-time war veteran that's got PTSD and 100%. But all he had to do was make a phone call. And everything you're saying is true. I was laying in my office actually listening to your radio show. They came in, they woke me up, they got my son to open the door, they tasered me, they took me off barefoot. All I had on was what I was sleeping in. First, they took me to a medical unit where I refused their shots because they wanted to give me shots for something. I'm not trusting any shots. I've listened to you too long. Then they took me to jail, and I was walking around jail barefoot. So I'm also an author, okay? I've written 3 books. The last book I wrote is called Dream Reachers. My co-author has interviewed Clint Eastwood, Ted Kennedy, Jane Russell. I've interviewed Darcy Donovan.
Well, that's awesome. Send it to me. But, yeah, for those that don't know, they're going to ban, this is public, most veterans owning guns. First thing Clinton did when he left office was turn over 86,000 names of vets with PTSD. No judge, no jury, you don't get your gun. And they have a bill introduced called No Fly, No Buy. There's 1.2 million on it. Since they made it secret 6 months ago, it was growing 25,000 names a week. And they're saying that the Attorney General will put you on a no-gun list even though you have no crimes, no convictions. And then Obama says he will hold U.S. citizens in domestic bases with no habeas corpus indefinitely forever, worse than Bush. But then he does some shill thing about he's going to investigate if there was torture. When they know there was torture from the Army's own reports, he'll do that to cover up. And yes, the DHS report says the #1 terror threat is veterans, and the whole Department of Homeland Security system is set up to take your guns. Write it up in an article, send it to writers at Infowars.com. Anything else, sir?
No, I just wanted your audience to know that, I can look out the window in my neighborhood at my lamppost and I see a black thing on top of it. This is, it's a nightmare. I just finished a book called Dream Reachers. I'm not trying to plug my book.
No, that's fine. Listen, I appreciate your call. No, they got cameras everywhere. It's GoldenEye. You see that movie. People should see it. And or is it Eagle Eye? I watched it on the treadmill. People kept saying I needed to watch it. And it's all about this computer, and it's watching and face scanning everybody from blimps. They already had that 10 years ago. People laughed at me. Now it's declassified. They really have stuff like that. And that's how they can launch terror attacks. One globalist can go in and order the computer. See, it's not a computer running wild on its own. It's being given orders, and then it does it. And then the globalists don't need accomplices. And Bob Woodward just wrote a book about this. He calls it the secret weapon of the Pentagon. It's not so secret. Let's talk to Jay in Mass. Jay, you're on the air.
Hey, Alex. How you doing?
Hey, bro. Good. What's on your mind?
Down with the New World Order, brother.
Can you believe that they're shutting down our videos and saying that if a few people complain and say it's racist, then my video's gone? And now they have bills that if somebody complains and say you hurt their feelings, you get arrested federally? I mean, that's in the bill.
No, that's just the last straw for me. I don't know why that hits me so hard, but it just twists right where it hurts the most for me.
Well, it's the Soviet Union. I mean, there's not much liberty left, and they're getting rid of the last bits.
Yeah, I hear you.
And it's how self-righteous these idiot Obama supporters are.
I know, man. It's retarded. It's just retarded. Hey, I got a question for you, and then a comment. Where can people go typically to find out about these meetings?
Okay, I appreciate your question. Give me a quick comment.
Okay, my comment is pretty much I was working on something that I think got my house burned down by the same people, basically. But I took the insurance money. I bought 1,000 of your DVDs yesterday, and I'm back to work on my project, which is a comic book about ending the Fed that me and my wife are working on. And we both just wanted to say that we love you, and we're so proud of you.
Well, you're awesome. You're awesome, too. I want to see it when it comes out. I'm going to let you go. Tomorrow, I'm going to take a lot more calls. It's already time for the final segment. Okay, I'm going to answer your question when we come back. What was his question? He was asking where can he find out about all these Democratic and Republican meetings that are going on? I'll tell folks about that. Then we're going to jam in. I'm going to jam in 5-6 callers on the other side of this quick break. So be ready.